Okay, so this is the new one here. You'll see, of course, I just found some old black satin paint. Not that it's not going to get banged up. It's going to get banged up. That's just the way it is. But at least it's a little bit thicker. Got to use the paint instead of throwing it away. So I'm going to build out. I'm going to put all the components on it first, starting with this. Now I put 2 holes on this one versus the one before. So if I need to tighten it down so there's no movement, horizontal movement of the 2x4, I have that ability. You can probably even put a third one down there, but I'll explain what that is. So I'm going to come back in a second. You'll see it installed, and I'll explain. I'm going to put everything together and just go over it piece by piece. Okay, guys. So now it's built. So let's explain my little, I guess, wood diagram and all the other pieces that go into this. Okay. So over here, you're going to see the eye bolt, I believe it's a 3/8" eye bolt, if I'm not mistaken. It is. Okay. Now these little aluminum spacers on the back, believe it or not, came from a lift kit that I had laying around for my Tundra. So I put them in the back. They don't do anything. I guess they're more for looks than anything else, but you can just literally put your spacer washer there and your bolt and you're good to go on that. You don't really need those. I guess that's more for me. I was just trying to use some extra parts. Now, what is this used for? Okay, so what happens is this. The boats, if you look in the deck on the side, you'll see that your gunnels typically come up. Every boat's a bit different. Ascen's, it's, you know, the cheaper versions tend to have a very, very low deck. The Vibe has a higher deck, which in essence what that means is this. In my older 2015 version, there's D-links that are on the side of the deck. So what I do is I actually have a clip where I actually clip this to hold the horizontal position of the crate. This lays directly inside of the gunnel on each side. And of course I have a few inches on each side, so I try to keep it equal. You'll see that there's a bracing piece of 2x4, same 3/8" bolts coming through, same spacers. Okay, everything's equidistant. Okay, on this side you have about the same amount of room. This acts just as an interpretation of the side gunnel here for the deck height, and of course that represents where the motor typically would sit between the float and the inset of the gunnel. I try to keep it in the middle. Everyone has their own preference. It's up to you guys. Now this is what it looks like here. Okay, the 2 bolts go in. I'll do it from the side so you can kind of see. Okay, it's nice and straight. Now this I'm not liking. This looks a little crooked, I guess, from the wear and tear from for me having a warped piece of wood. So I think I'm going to redo that as one piece. Makes more sense. If that cracks off, then well, you know what happens then. All right, so that'll be corrected, and you'll see the 2 floats that are pretty much equidistant. The water gets in the tube, but you can adjust the height. Now it's key to adjust the height using the holes going up. I wouldn't add more holes. Some people add more holes and they wind up getting water inside the tube. Not that it matters, but first time I built this, of course, I left these open, figuring, oh, the water is just going to travel through, and it didn't happen. It actually caused an issue where it would catch air in there and lift the front up. Not good. You got to block it off. All right, so from that point, if you see it on the inset, of course, there's no spacers on that, but again, I could have used a little bit longer bolts on that, which I still may do. And that pretty much sums it up. Now, let's talk about these, the way we tie it down. We'll talk about the turnbuckles here, and we'll do that next.